Hey guys, so this is the Vertigo VX5 frame from iFlight-RC, and this is another vertical arm style frame, but a little bit different than the Real 1 from Real ACC. This doesn't have like a pod that sits on top. The arms and the center section here are kind of aligned, so I think this will have a little bit maybe better CG characteristics in flight. I'm not exactly sure, it's just my speculation, but this thing does look very tough. See, the arms are quite thick here. I'll give you measurements here all in a second. But yeah, basically you have the camera down in this area here where the props are. So I think that unless you have a very severe camera tilt, you're probably going to see props in view. If your camera tilt is only like say 15 and 20 degrees, you're definitely going to see props in view compared to say the Real 1 where the camera sits up a little higher along the prop line. But pretty unique looking frame here. You have these two aluminum pieces here that basically hold the entire structure of the frame together, and then you have the aluminum pieces for the motor mounts. This is pretty much the same design and style that all the other vertical arm frames use, but this style here for the center section is quite different. And basically the four arms are held together with just these two aluminum pieces, and the two aluminum pieces are held together by the top plate and the bottom plate. So let me just quickly go over the measurements, and then I'll show you how this is put together. So the arms, I believe, come in at about 4 millimeters, and yeah, they come in exactly 4 millimeters. Okay, so the top plate comes in at about 2 millimeters, and the bottom plate also comes in at about 2 millimeters. And the arm braces come in at about 3 millimeters. So the space between the two camera plates is 29 millimeters, so this is going to be for a traditional full-size FPV camera. And the space between the top plate and the bottom plate is about 30 millimeters. So to assemble this is pretty easy. You have a screw here that goes through all the way through on this motor mount section, and only one side's threaded. And so you just need one screw to connect the motor mounts to the arms. And then the arms are going to be connected to these aluminum side plates here with 3 screws. All these screws are the same size, by the way. I think they're M3 8mm screws. And then, so you basically have 3 screws for each arm, 4 arms. Then you're going to have these 2 sections, and then these 2 sections are going to be held together via the top and bottom plate. And there's going to be these countersunk screws here, 4 on the top plate, and then you have 4 here on the bottom plate. And then you also have some countersunk screws here for the center section where the flight controller stack is going to go. So it's going to be where your 4-in-1 ESC and your flight controller is going to go through, and maybe another stack for a video transmitter. So that's 30 millimeters should be plenty of space for all those components. Now the motor distance is about 210 millimeters. It is a true X frame, so it's about 148 millimeters front to back and side to side. And the weight of the frame without any electronics on it is coming in at about 129 grams. So at 129 grams, this is a bit heavier than the Real 1 and the Real 1S. I believe it's about 20 grams heavier. So those look like so maybe a little bit sturdier, and definitely with the profile that we have here, not as much stuff is going to be exposed. I think you can go with the bottom mounted battery here, obviously with the battery straps here on the bottom, and you have some zip tie holes there. Although they have some battery strap holes on the top, so you may be able to do a top mounted battery, although that might be for a GoPro mount. I'm not actually sure if the bottom mounting or top mounting battery would be better balanced, but I'm figuring the bottom mounting battery is what you're looking for this frame. Overall, it's a little bit on the heavier side, but I think it's going to be pretty durable in a crash. Tried flexing this frame around, and it's pretty tough. It doesn't really bend too much, and especially with these 4mm thick arms. I mean, it's very, very thick here. Not likely that you're going to break an arm there. Probably going to break these support pieces before you break an arm. Anyway, it's going to do for this quick review of the Vertigo VX5. Let me know if you have any suggestions for parts that might go well with this type of frame, and how it would fly. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to build this or not. As always, leave me your comments and suggestions, and I'll take those into consideration for perhaps a future video.